Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the video. So in the past, I've made quite a few banner tutorials, but I've mostly focused on banners which I think are actually useful for using in the game itself to indicate some information. So for instance, if you want to indicate there's danger up ahead, just make a danger banner, and as you can see, now you don't go into the fire. Or if you want to indicate there is a guardian farm, or just a building made from prismarine, or an ocean monument, anything like that, you can indicate it with these nice guardian banners. However, it seems people don't really like the idea of having, say, a shulker banner in front of their shulker boxes, whether that's just because I can see the shulker boxes, why do I need the banner, or just because the idea isn't as catchy as I think. I love useful banners in Minecraft, but most people don't, so instead of focusing on useful banners today, I'm going to be focusing on the exact opposite, banners which have no precise use in Minecraft, but I'm going to try my best to convince you they do, which is what today's video is entirely about. I hope you do all enjoy it, but let's dive straight into the first banner here. So for our first banner, we're going to start with the light grey banner base, and it's interesting because it'll almost fade into the back of the crafting table, so make sure it is there before you start with your cyan lozenge. It's going to be the very first step, and in case you don't know what a lozenge is, like, I'm going to be honest, most people don't know all the descriptions, then we'll just use a square circle going around it to make something which looks a little bit like this, almost like a blue flag of Japan, although we're not going to be using it as that, although if you do want a blue square flag of Japan, that's a thing you can have, but instead I'm very anti-blue flag of Japan because I'm putting a cross through that like, no, blue Japan is bad, and then also, you want to put another stripe going through the center to make this. It's starting to look a little bit like a medieval banner more than anything else right now, but then we're going to remove about 2/3 of what we've done so far by covering the top 2/3 of the banner with this. Again, that seems counterproductive, but given that we're trying to make a face, it's actually quite useful, because we're then going to add a roundel to that as well, basically removing most of the detail besides the bottom and 2/3. And given that we're making a face, that's going to be pretty important, because you want to, again, most of the facial detail is in the bottom 2/3. I learned that in art school, and now you know it too. But then you add a border to that, and boom, all of those steps will give you something looking like this, the Illager banner from Minecraft 1.14, or to be more precise, a very slightly knockoff Illager banner from Minecraft 1.14. Enough so that someone's going to question it eventually, but most people will just be like, wow, you killed a lot of those things, and you can be like, yeah, I killed all these Illagers in an update that isn't even out yet for my platform, if you're playing on Bedrock or console, or if it is out, it's only in snapshot form, but no, you've done it already, because you're just that good at killing pillagers, you've done it from the future. So you need to get your hands on one of these pillager banners right now, because as far as I'm concerned, showing off accomplishments you haven't achieved yourself yet is one of the biggest things that society loves right now, and the best way for you to show that off is with one of these Illager banners, which shows people that, yeah, I probably killed an Illager villager, or I did this just to pretend I did. Who knows for sure, but that's me flexing on you right there, and that's another term that people love to use that you can use after you've killed this many Illagers and or counterfeited this many Illager banners. So yeah, you might want to rename them to make them even more convincing, but all you need to do is make one of these banners to have a very slightly knockoff Illager banner from Minecraft 1.14, which to me is just perfect. Also, in case you are one of those people who wants a slightly useful one, you could also use this as a way to signpost the way to, say, a Will of Mention, but that would be lame, you know, who wants to have an Illager banner signposting the Will of Mention? Instead, use it to flex on people about the number of Illager, roaming patrols you've killed, because you're just that darn good at Minecraft. In other words, buy it right now. And then let's move on to the second banner here, because this is one I'm actually going to be aiming very specifically at my American viewers, because we're going to start with a black stripe going across it, just like this, as you can see. It's starting to look like the weirdest like backslash left from the alphabet, but we're not doing just a backslash. Instead, we're going to add a slightly gear-looking platform to it. Again, I know it's called the charge, but like it looks like a gear as far as I'm concerned, so you add that in the background saying, no gears in Minecraft, I am protesting against these, but this is way better than any form of protest, because then you want to add a bend around the top corner. The bend will make it look something like this, as you can see. Then you want to take your bend and you want to do a reverse bend. I don't know why one's called a per bend and this is called a regular bend, but you want to do the same thing but going across the middle with black again. And then you want to finish with an indented border. Again, if you don't know all these terms, I don't blame you, but you want to put some vines and you want to put it like that, and then boom, you've got yourself this lovely banner right here. You can also, if you really want to add that little bit of extra detail, add a canton in the bottom right. This is one, I would personally recommend to make it a bit more of a realistic looking one, but either one is fine with me, because just like that, you have made yourself a gun banner. And I know what you're thinking, Toycat, there's no guns in Minecraft, why would you ever need a gun banner? Again, we're not focusing on actual functionality here, we're focusing on ways you can use these to intimidate people, and you know, if you show off you have a gun in your Minecraft world, it could be like a, hey, you want to grief my base over here? Well, I own a gun in real life, and let's just say I know where your house is, so how do you think that's going to go? You know, you can use, if you live in America, big asterisk on this one, you can use these gun signs as like a reminder, like, guess what? We live in a country where I have one of these, so do you. Do you want to mess with me? Do you want to mess my Minecraft base? Do you think the joke's worth that much? And they'll be like, you know, just in case, I'll go to the next guy. So it's perfect as a, a deterrence tool. You wanna, like intimidate people, get them scared, they're gonna get shot. Use the gun banner to do that. It's perfect. It's also the perfect supplement to any banner you already have. Do you want to show that this creeper is a seriously mean gangster creeper? Boom, it's a creeper with a gun. The gun is such a versatile banner because you can use it in so many different ways. You can use it to signify that you're a threat, you can use it to signify you're cool, you can use it to signify that banners are cool, or that anything you build in Minecraft is cool, because as we all do know, guns are just super, super cool things. Look, this creeper has 2 guns, 1 in each hand, because that's the type of creeper that he just is. So yeah, guns in Minecraft, you can get them as long as you make them in banner form yourself, and I guess I totally recommend it, as you can see right here. So yeah, this is another great banner you're gonna have to buy right now while stocks last, because who knows how long you'll be able to make guns. I mean, it is a bit of a weird one, but there is in fact a way to make a gun in Minecraft to some extent. This is the closest thing you got, so you want to buy right now. And in case you're thinking to yourself, like, oh man, I'm not sure if I'm liking these gun jokes, Toy Cat, because, maybe guns are a real thing for you. That's something, I guess, scary maybe about your country. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Our next banner starts with a green base before adding a red mason fill on the right. Basically, you want to add bricks to it, because otherwise you get the flag of Bangladesh, which, it's a nice flag, but it's not as nice as this little brick wall looking thing we've got going on right here. Then you want to cover up most of your brick wall, because again, we don't want the effect to be on the whole banner, just on kind of most of it. So you do that, and now you get something looking like a bit like a cactus, but like a blood-hungry cactus. Again, right now this is kind of an interesting banner by itself. It looks like an optical illusion, or like you're high or something, but neither of those things are really true. It's just an interesting banner combination, because then you want to add the yellow roundel to it, which should look something like this, and then you want to add a couple of black, corners, one on the right and one on the left. So one looking like this, kind of remove most of the flag, and then you want to add one on the left, which is in the exact same way, which will remove most on the other side too. What will this leave you with? It will leave you with a kind of midget Christmas tree, but a Christmas tree nonetheless. As you can see, it's such a big Christmas tree that the sky takes up so much of the thing around it. So from a distance, this is a big old Christmas tree, or I guess it's small from a distance. I guess from up close, this is a big Christmas tree. Look how big it is when you stand literally on it. It's a huge Christmas tree, and you can make it in Minecraft. So Christmas trees are great this time of year, because do you know what? The most important thing to do literally every day leading up to Christmas. Christmas isn't a one-day event anymore. Christmas is an entire season of the year. Just because Christmas Day and Christmas Eve is a 2-day thing, you better believe that doesn't mean you can't celebrate all year round. And what better way to do that than turning your regular trees into Christmas trees? Look at this. This whole tree is just covered in Christmas trees now, which makes no sense now that I really think about that. Also, it seems like it glitches in and out where you can... weird little glitch we found there. But you can make Christmas trees in Minecraft. You can make it look like you have Christmas trees everywhere, but little do people know you really have banners there. Again, it's really deceiving, but this isn't in fact a night sky of a Christmas tree. This is just a banner design. We made it right now. And yeah, do you want to celebrate Christmas in Minecraft? Of course you do. That's why you make one of these banners right here. Next up, we're starting with a red banner as the base, and it's always going to be good when there's a red banner involved. It's just kind of implying what's coming next. Then you want to add a big stripe going across it, looking like this, which will give you, again, it looks almost like a country's flag, like one of those lazy country flags where they were just like, I guess we need a flag, and they sent off a dude in Microsoft Paint to do something. But no, it's not a lazy country's flag. It's a much better than lazy country flag. It's a much, much better thing than that, because you want to add a red corner, just like this. Again, it won't change too much about it, but the stripe will get a lot thinner, which is what we're going to need for what's coming next. Then you want to add a little bit of a thing to the corner, just a single little spot going on the right here. And again, maybe you're seeing where this is going. If not, then you're in for a treat, because next up you want to add a red border to remove most of the outsides, which will give you this kind of gold looking tomahawk. It's kind of nice by itself, like, oh, this is my gold tomahawk flag. I use it because I like to throw gold tomahawks at things, which, I mean, be a weird thing to do by itself, but believe me, it gets better, because we're finishing off with a chief indented just up there. Again, it does some slight rounding to it before finishing up finally with a golden apple in a yellow shape just over the top of all of that. So it does have to be an enchanted golden apple, which is super expensive, but it's worth it for the revolution you will be able to bring once you make this banner, because guess what? It's actually a communist flag banner. So this is the closest thing you can get to the hammer and sickle in Minecraft. Again, it's admittedly more of like an axe and a sickle in Minecraft, but axe and sickle, hammer and sickle, what it's meant to symbolize, if you don't know, know, is, the workers in the factories and the workers in the field. And the workers in the factory can use their scythes or the sickles, and the workers in the factory, it's not a hammer, but it's an axe. But let's just say they work in an axe factory. Boom. Now, what you can do with this banner is pretty astounding, because with every other banner, you're just making a design. With this banner, you can seize the means of production. Now, that is a significant buff to everything else. All you need to do is place enough of these banners around your world, and suddenly what starts to happen is, boom, everything starts to get a little bit more communist. So yeah, this is truly one of the most valuable banners you can make in Minecraft because of the sheer versatility of it. It's a beautiful design by itself. It signifies like, hey, revolution is coming, whether you like it or not. And as we all know, communism is an absolutely flawless form of government with no flaws whatsoever in any of the many implementations that have ever happened, which is why when you show this banner, everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, communism, I'm down with that. Get ready for this to happen. And yeah, basically, communism in Minecraft, you can make it happen one of these banners, which is pretty darn great. Do you want to have, any building? And you know what you can even do? Take your religious sites. I've got this little gravestone to represent my old Minecraft worlds that were lost in the transition. Boom, now it's a communist monument. You can go back and you can change history of this, and you can rectify, oh no, this wasn't something to signify Toycat's old builds. This was to signify the death of capitalism. And you can do that with anything you want, because one of the greatest bits about again, communism as it has existed in the Western Hemisphere so far is the fact that, every time communism comes about, you get to change history a little bit. You can be like, this country was always a communist country, and there was no one but Toycat ruling it. And yeah, do you want to have a communist country? You want to change history? You want to start a revolution? There's a banner for that, and that is why this banner is the most useful one. It removes all other banners that you do have in your Minecraft world. Think you have German flags? No, it's communist flags now, and that is the app. And let's be honest, we all kind of knew that the video was headed here, because what you want to add is a blue banner with some white stripe going across it like this. Follow that up with a white stripe on the right, and you should have yourself a Scottish looking flag right here. Nice start, but not as nice as we're going, because we're going to add a red saltire to that, because the saltire is slightly less thick than the stripes, meaning you'll see the white around the red, making this kind of nice X banner. Again, it's already a very nice British themed cross, like say no to, say, communism, say no to pigs. For instance, you can do that with this flag, which is nice. A British way of saying no is great, but it's not the full British flag until you add a white stripe going across it like this, then a white stripe going down just like this. And then as you can see, it looks a little bit ruined now until you finish it up with the beautiful, the glorious red cross, St. George's cross actually, from the English flag. The Union Jack is a combination of Britain's flag, Scotland's flag, and Ireland's, the former Ireland's flag, I should say, before that gets offensive. And then you get yourself this beautiful thing right here. The Union Jack, also known as the Union flag sometimes when not flown at sea, is one of the most beautiful things you can find in Minecraft, and once you make one of these, you can do so much with it. Because look at the colours, look at the beauty. Don't you immediately want to sing the national anthem and pledge your allegiance to the Queen? I know you do, don't worry, we don't even need to go through that, but it's great by itself. It's not only great as like, oh yeah, I can place this down and show how great my British allegiance is, but you can also use this flag, as has been done many times on many occasions, as shown by the extent of the British Empire, which was the largest empire the world's ever known, because all you have to do, plant one of these flags down, and the place that you're in becomes British. You know how many places are still owned by the British today? Do you know how many places were owned by the British? Just with this simple method. We worked out, you put a flag somewhere, that belongs to you. This little Triforce thing over here, it's a pretty bad Triforce actually. This isn't worth it being claimed, but you see this bat right here? As you can see, it's a bat claimed by the British right now. Do you see this, the Spyro the Dragon over here? Do you see this YouTube money sign? This little palace next to it? It's ours now. Try and refute that. There's a flag there. Checkmate. And yeah, it's beautiful because it allows you to colonize wherever you want. But it also allows you to add a little bit of class to anything you build. So for instance, take this sheep right here, add a couple of British banners to it, and it's a British sheep. And as we all do know, British things have that little air of sophistication to them. Like, based on my understanding of Americans' understanding of the British people, you add some British flags to something, it's like, ooh, how sophisticated. It's from the Europes and from the UK. Wow, I do love the British accent and the British this and the British that. All you need to do is add some British flags to anything, and people will be like, oh, that's a little bit nicer than it was before. You look at, for instance, anything in this world, like this cat right here. This cat, it's kind of a nice cat, but like, oh, you add a banner to the top of that. Oh man, that is a British cat right there. Oh, that's a cat that's got some cute, like, backstory to it. you know, I didn't like this Xbox One console before. It's just not something that I'm on board with. But then, it's I didn't know it came all the way from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Oh, that changes everything altogether. If you want to add a layer of sophistication, a layer of beauty, a layer of joy to everything you build in Minecraft, a British flag will do that. It makes everything a little bit better, and that's what makes it great in my opinion. It doesn't need a specific place, because it goes everywhere. British, entity, for instance. British upside down horse in a Minecraft. How did I even get trapped in that? British upside down horse in a Minecraft. Like, serious. Just quickly, how does this happen? Like, there's so many questions I have about. Anyway, so, it's British now. This whole area has been claimed by the British, and it's just a little bit nicer than it was before. You can even take things that everyone knows aren't British, you add a British flag to it, and it's still like, oh man, that is a Euro panda right there, that is a Britain panda, that is from the island of Great Britain. Clearly, it must be better than it was before. I am being serious when I say the British flag adds so much class to everything, and every time you see it, the national anthem's playing in your head, you're feeling a bit of loyalty, and that's a good thing. So yeah, if you want to have the best flag in Minecraft, the flag that symbolizes an empire, now gone empire, the flag that symbolizes all these different things, all you need to do is place one of these in your Minecraft world. In fact, not one of these. If you make one of these banners, that should be a crime by itself. You need hundreds of these banners for every single little detail in your world, because you need British flags. Let's be honest, we all know you need them, so make them right now as soon as you can. So yeah, British flags are beautiful. They should be next to everything that you do, real life or outside of Minecraft, and they just add a little layer of class in my opinion. But with that said, I hope you did all enjoy this video. If you did like it, you can like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets us know you do like these sorts of videos. You can share if you really liked it, and you can subscribe when you're around here. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very insecure about this, but a lot of people say I sound American. Do I really, or do I not? Give me your honest opinion, because fun fact, I am from the UK, which is why it's allowed for me to make these flags. If you're not, it's actually a punishable offense. You get the Queen's Corgi set on you. It's a whole thing, and yeah, that's also, I made some comments about America being a different country. So yeah, creeper with two guns, pew pew pew, and also Soviet Revolution, and also British flags. Make the banners now, make your world a little bit better. And yeah, I'm kind of curious actually. I said at the start, like, useful banners aren't things people like. I'm curious how well this video does, because if it does do well, it proves that people don't want things they need in Minecraft. People want things that make no sense. And if this video proved that, then I guess that's just where we live on YouTube right now. I hope you did enjoy the video. I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you did too. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.